Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Today, on a new episode of Who Remembers, brand new revamp and everything, we are going to be talking about Yoshi's Story, a really good platformer that's a spiritual sequel to Yoshi's Island, but in a 2D, 3D setting. 3D textures and a 2D environment, released in 1997 to mostly positive reviews, few that were lower. That's more than likely due to the style and gameplay. Honestly, Nintendo, as with Mario and Link, has been usually good to Yoshi, and this isn't any different. This is on the Nintendo 64, the Collectathon era. This is when they were innovating 3D games with a very stylized layout, using a feeling of like a storybook because, well, it's integrated into the story, and there's even a denim level. Yes, a denim level. The creativity in level design alone pulls this game to heights that's insane. For me, this is one of my favorite games on the Nintendo 64, other than the Kirby games. And of course, the Mario games, the Legend of Zelda games, the GoldenEye game, the Pokemon games. I mean, the list goes on. It just goes on. Even the random games like Gemini and Gauntlet Legends, there's so many. The Nintendo 64 and the PlayStation 1 era was chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. Now you're probably wondering, why? Why is it like a storybook? Why is it this way? Why is there a denim level? And that's because while all the Yoshis were living happily, Baby Bowser comes along and transforms the whole island, all of Yoshi Island, into a storybook. Steals their super happy tree, which is the source of their power, and all their fruit. So like, they're literally starving, and they're like super weakened, and Baby Bowser wants to put them all through a trial because he thinks he's God. You know, Baby Bowser's just like his daddy. So, from then on, 6 eggs survived. All the Yoshis confused. But, seeing the gloom, the darkness, the starving, and all this around them, they decide that they're gonna bring the new cheer. They're gonna restore happiness. They're gonna restore everything by getting the super happy tree back. And if they do that, they get their power back. And if they do that, they don't starve. So that's what they go to do. The whole game is going through this web of a story, collecting all the fruit, which fruit equals points, melon being the most, and other fruits, you know, just varying. But you will have a lucky fruit. You will have a lucky fruit. And getting the super happy tree back, because if we do that, that's a win. Then we go slap Baby Bowser. Just slap right in the face. Or just, you know, woohoo, all the way there. I don't know. So when you boot up the game and press start, you're met with story, trial, options, practice. If you choose story or trial, then you get a choice of a lucky fruit. It's a roulette wheel type of deal, as you can see. And then from then on, you choose your Yoshi. Now green is classic, but blue has always looked cool to me. And Yoshi does have some dirt, like some really good abilities: running, ducking, jumping, ground pound, temporary hovering, which is one of my favorites because you can just spam it to get to places that you need to get to. And, of course, hurling eggs. What? Did you think I was going somewhere? Somewhere bad? Like how Yoshi is the literal soul eater, feasting on your body while letting out a little gulp? Nah, never. Not here. Never. So like I said before, this game is a collectathon, which means in each course, in every level, sub-level, tertiary level, it does not matter. The idea is you want to fill up the fruit frame. Those are the dots that surround the screen, almost at all times. And you do that by throwing eggs at bubbles to release fruit or doing stuff that's secretive, whether it's finding a secret platform, taking out a cloud guy or two. No matter the reason or secret, you have to collect 30 fruits. Each fruit is varying in point value, like I said before, with melon being the most, and then lower, 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 lower. So each fruit can connect to you as a Yoshi in terms of happiness. So you collect points of happiness. Now, that's where the puzzle aspect of the game comes in. Because not only are there enemies that you have to kind of traverse over, ground pound around, or all that stuff, there's also 30 melons per level that you can collect, but most of them are a secret, which means either you'll have a secret bubble that needs popped, or you'll have to find secret areas that they're located in. So the story itself has a lot of things that happen in it, but I won't dive too far because it is definitely worth playing. If you're a fan of platforming games, adventure games, puzzle games, things of that nature, then this is the game for you. And even if you don't think you're interested in it, it's definitely worth a shot. I know that there are so many games, especially, in this era that are iconic, memorable, things that, that are classic now. But this is definitely one that I feel is overlooked. As much love as the Nintendo 64 gets and the games that came out on the 64, this is definitely one that even I haven't heard a lot about. And I'm not making it like I'm some guru that I know everything, but I've talked to a lot of people that growing up, that was their console, was the Nintendo 64. So it's definitely a game worth playing. In short, play it, because it is definitely worth it. Yoshi is definitely a beloved character. From using Yoshi to make critical jumps in Super Mario World to the Yoshi's Island series, this, Smash Brothers, Yoshi is definitely goated. So now, where does that leave us? That leaves us here. So I want to say, forgive my lapse in speech. I'm sure there's going to be a couple of times where I sound stilted or awkward or whatever. I literally wrote this in because I wrote a whole script up because I knew I would fumble. But I really wanted to revamp this series as a whole, redo it, do it right, and get everything, the feeling, the essence, all of that correct. I wanted to conduct how I do this differently, with a little bit more research, get in depth with it, rather than just do games I'm familiar with and call it a day. So, with that being said, y'all, I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate you all. And 1K gang, let's go. Check me out on Facebook. I do have a Facebook, After Living Divinity. You can see where I have a post, and you can comment, like, which console you'd like me to do an episode on. If you want to see something from the Genesis, if you have certain recommendations, let's go, let's do it, let's get it cracking. We'll get some games together, I'll do some research and write out another script and get some gameplay going. So thank you all once again, and we will see you next time.